Okay. So, welcome back everyone for some more Persona. I always try to think of any fancy ways to start off with a new video. Start off a new video with, but yeah, I've got nothing. So before the only thing we have left to do is to visit the abandoned factory. But I'm just gonna have a look around. Explore the rest of this area before we move on. Just to make sure that we don't miss out on anything. Oh wait, what? Removes the level decrease. Okay, that does not sound good. The fact that you can get your levels decreased. Wow, would you look at the prices of... Okay, no siree. We are not buying that. Period. I assume the level decreases are for your personas and... oh, I don't know. Either way, getting hit by something like that doesn't sound good. Jeez. Are there only item shops in this mall? This is also an item shop, isn't it? Yeah, probably. I'm kinda looking for weapons here. They have almost the same stuff. Okay. Doesn't quite make sense to me. Why would you have so many similar shops? Most of these stores are actually closed. You know, okay, so we could, I think, I remember a comment saying that you can actually visit the Velvet Room. So we're just gonna go over there and try to see if we can actually do that. I think it was in the other mall, however, which is in the air, which is to the west, or we have to go left to get there. Yeah, and yeah, now let's try to pick up some spell cards on the way. Even though I don't really expect too much. It's probably gonna take some time to get used to the... I don't really like the whole thing about, oh, you have to pick a certain contact option depending on which traits they have. I don't really like that. The whole system is just too clunky. It's not a showstopper, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass, and that's why it's a bit of a bother. Let's see if there's anything in the historical society. I mean, some of these traits you can figure out, but there is no way of knowing how do you get them into the Igor mood, or how do you get them into an Igor mood. It's just the whole thing doesn't make sense. It could be any of these, and of course it's much easier to figure out when a demon just have 2 traits, in contrast to 4 of them. But I have to say that some of these traits I see on demons, I just I just have problems figuring out which contact option I'm supposed to use. The whole thing just feels a bit abstract to me. Maybe it makes sense for others. For me, it's just a bit of a trial and error a lot of the times. Well, with time I think you can figure out how to trigger certain responses from demons, but if you want to, like, obviously I want to go for Igor or happy almost all the time, so... Then that's... yeah, it's just... what can I say? It's just... yeah. So strange. Like, how did I do that? Okay. Which one? Which trait? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can go inside. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. God damn, you have a long nose. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. It's been quite some time since we last had a guest. This is a room that only those bound by a contract may enter. From this day forth, you will be our guest in this velvet room. Your destiny will require you to own your power. And for that, you will inevitably require our help. The Velvet Room is also known as the Room of Personas. A persona is a side of you that shows itself when you face the world. Think of it as a facade of protection you wear to face hardships in life. Perhaps that may have been rather difficult to understand. To battle opponents that cannot be dealt with by human strength alone. We in this room will lend you inhuman power, the power of demons. Now then, allow me to explain my role here. I will assist you in giving birth to new personas. The demons contained within the spell cards you hold will be fused as one, thereby creating a new persona. Should you find yourself with these cards, please do bring them here. Take on persona? Talk to me. Okay. So if I understand it correctly, so taking on personas is basically like you assign them to your party members, and then that particular party member can summon that persona. Okay. Totems. Oh, okay, so totems are like all of these different, like you needed special items, like you need special items to fuse certain personas or something like that. Alright. Oh, really? Huh. I have never given that any thought. Would make sense. Like, I have almost never had any fusion accidents. Yeah, trial and error. Totally. So the thing we'll have to experiment with here is fusing personas, and then well, we'll just have to see how everything works out. Element demons, okay. I think they kind of changed the terms in the second game, because I don't really remember these particular types or categories. I think they also made it a little bit less confusing, but so that explains why there's been several types of like whenever I've been analyzing demons, I see all of these different types, like whatever they're weak to and such, and sometimes they haven't really made any sense to me. Not completely made sense, at least. But okay, we'll just have to see. Okay, so these are the cards I have. There's only... The thing is, though, that you only have... There's only one card of each. Okay. So this is the interface I'm used to. You have all of these cards and you pick them, and... So this is the manual fusion. And then we look at the guided fusion. What is this? Oh, okay. So this is like... It gives you a list of the personas you can fuse with the spell cards you currently have at hand. And then you have all of these different affinities that you can... Okay. Now if I do... Yeah, if this works as I think it does, so affinity also affects SP cost on skills whenever you use them. So the better affinity, the less SP you have to spend every time. Because I think that every skill costs the same. I haven't really checked, but that's how it should work. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. I was wondering, why am I not scrolling up in the list? I was switching between characters. Okay. So you want... But I see all of these different personas with... They're way higher level than I... Okay. But there's no problems from you to actually fuse them. So it seems like you can actually fuse personas, even though you can't actually use them. Like, look at this! Level 44, 51, 59. This is just... But I see no reason to ever fuse them this early, because you can't really use them, and... Wow. There's just no way... I see no reason to do that. You should just try to stick to all the different... Okay, yeah, so you're constantly gonna have to level up your characters, otherwise you can't use them. It's just so strange to actually see that you're able to fuse them, even though they're way much stronger than you are. Why would you be able to do that? It's just... yeah. Well, I guess the whole thing is that the fact that they changed this in every game which came out afterwards. It's just... So I'm like... Most of us are used to that you can't really use demons or personas. You can... which are much stronger than you. You can't even fuse them. But I guess that's more of a... I guess one way to see it is that it's more of a quality of life change they made eventually, so that you can't even fuse them because they're much stronger than you. But you can actually do that in this game. So but that's more like a, you really have to make sure of that. There's no reason to fuse them because you can't use them. So the fact that you changed that later on was just to make it easier for you. Yeah, basically what quality of life. Yeah. I'm sorry if you're not used to. I usually do this. If I start to explain something, it takes a bit longer than it probably could. I guess it's like a habit I picked up from my dad, because he's a teacher. So you ask him to explain something, and he goes on for 10 minutes just to explain something he could explain in 10 seconds. Yeah, it's a little bit sad that you pick up your habits from your parents so easy. Goodbye, Jack. It was nice knowing you. Whoa. What the? It looked like he killed them inside that tent. There was a massacre going on, and then suddenly we have a huge card floating right in front of us. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it does make sense. So you only have to pick up one spell card of each demon, and then use those 2 cards to fuse a demon, new persona. Well, that's actually better, because it was a bit of a, if you had wanted to fuse certain personas in the second game, you had to acquire a certain amount of spell cards. But in this game you only need 1. That's actually better. Better because you don't have to talk to them as much. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice.